Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Once more, we are here. Isn't it beautiful? Another Saturday.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so nice out. The sun is out, it's shining. Everything is really nice. So I just want to welcome everybody to Overcomers Church service this morning.
Yes.
And those of you that are watching via Facebook that we can see, and the ones that we can't see, I want to welcome you. And also the ones that are on YouTube, I want to welcome you too. Can you find that? And I'm sitting in today. I am Apostle Iva, Dr. Apostle Iva Bowers, sitting in with
Minister
Rochelle. Yeah, I am done with it. I'm not going to say it's a cold, but I don't have allergies. And for some reason, I've got this allergy going on. But I want to welcome Jennifer Smith. Good morning, Jennifer.
We've had 2 days, though, where the wind has just been so
crazy,
wild, picking up stuff like crazy. So
crazy. So the title this morning is
Reasons People Are Lonely.
Reasons People Are Lonely. And that's crazy because a lot of times I speak to people and they say, if they're not married and they don't have a boyfriend, male and female, they say, oh, I'm so lonely, but when I get someone, I will be okay. But even if you have someone, at times you are lonely. Yeah. So loneliness comes with or without.
Right.
And we'll discuss some more of that later. But we just want to welcome everyone this morning. And I know I sung a little nasally, but all of a sudden I came down with I'm stuffed up. And it's like, this is crazy. Yeah. I didn't know I had allergies of whatever's going on outside, but it's one of those things. And it's not corona, because these days you cannot even have a common cold because you go to the doctor. Oh, you got corona. No, I don't. You don't have corona. Everything is not coronavirus. Come on, people. Let's get with the program. We can have common colds. We can have allergies, and it's not coronavirus. So without no further ado, I'm going to open us up in prayer this morning. Father, we just thank you right now. We exalt you. We praise you. We say, hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you for this beautiful and wonderful day that you have given us today, Lord. And that everybody, wherever they are and they're coming on, they're trickling in, we just thank you for everything. We thank you for people. We thank you for just life, in total life. We thank you for health and strength, Lord. We just thank you for just waking us up this morning.
Yes.
We thank you for that. And decrease Rochelle and myself as we bring this word this morning. Reasons for why people are lonely, and that we're never alone. You're always with us because you live in us and we live in you. Yes. And we thank you. We exalt you. Have your way in the word today and have your way in this service. In Yeshua's precious name. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Hey. Hallelujah. That's like amen in African. And then we're going to welcome my sister Sonia. Good morning.
In New York too.
Yes, good afternoon.
She says good morning. Blessings to all. Kayla Fields is
Good
on,
morning.
and she says good morning.
Kayla in Colorado. So is Jennifer in Colorado Springs. Good morning, you guys. I'm just welcoming you guys. Reasons people are lonely. Yes. That's a good one, Pastor Rochelle. Pastor Rochelle is bringing the message this morning, and reasons people are lonely. And that's something that is such a good word. It's going to be awesome, guys. So hang in there with us today because the word is going to be awesome. So we already prayed and everything. And without no further ado, we're going to open up testimony.
Testimony time.
So if you have a testimony, write it out because we are a little bit delayed. So write out your testimony. And
yes, because we want to celebrate with you. We want to share.
Yeah, we want to share the testimony because you know what? Good or bad, we are overcome by the word of the
testimony and the blood of the Lamb.
That's what the Lord said. The blood of the Lamb, we are overcome. And like tomorrow, we are gonna, like today, today the triumphant entry. And the triumphant entry is when Jesus came in with the donkey.
Yeah.
And that was his Cadillac.
You're right.
His Rolls Royce. That was the triumphant entry. And they had all the palm, and they did all the palms. And, you know, isn't it ironic that they were so happy to see Yeshua coming through. And they worship him, and they just did throw all the palms and the clothing and the floor and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he wept. And the reason why he wept, because he said, you know, they're celebrating me today, but 2 days from now or 3, they're going to crucify me. Right. Isn't that something? How humanity is?
Right.
It's crazy. It really is. And today, we probably would have done the same. The only thing that we wouldn't crucify him, we shoot him. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but it's true. You know, but the triumphant entry, Passover, we're in Passover time.
Yeah.
So the triumphant entry is starting today. A lot of people celebrate it some people celebrate it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Catholics celebrate it tomorrow. They give out palms and stuff like that.
Yes.
But the triumphant entry was done, and the 7th day, which was the day of rest, the triumphant entry, and that's the day that they did the Passover dinner.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody! Woo! Woo! Woo!
Hey.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! So, Pastor Rochelle, do you have a testimony today?
I just want to share. So my parents are in Vegas, and so they made it there safely yesterday. So
that's good.
They'll be able to hang out with some friends that live there and stuff. And then my son and his wife are in Maryland.
Okay.
This is they've been there a full week now.
Okay.
No, they've got there Tuesday, so not quite a full week yet. And so they have another week to go because she's out there for work.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's got some training to do. Well, they were just living there. So now they get to visit friends and stuff too while they're out there.
Oh, really?
So that's kind of fun for them.
Fun. That's awesome. So much fun things are going on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So everyone has made it there safely. And I know they will make it back safely.
Yeah. Because we know. And especially once we put it out there, we pray and we put it out there into the ether, into the universe, into God's presence and everything. They're going to make it safely. Even when you're driving, I tell everybody, when you're driving, ask the Lord to make you invisible. I do. I ask him for invisibility. I ask him for transport me to where I need to go.
Yes.
And this is where I make it like quick, because that's the power that he has and we do too.
Right.
Because he lives in us and we live in him.
Right.
So we can ask those things.
We can.
Yeah. And you'll see everybody passing you and stuff, and you're like, I'm invisible. So, but you're keeping your distance and you're seeing everything. And it's really, I love it. It's a lot of fun. And I've been transported. I stay invisible when I go on the road. I said, make me visible when I get to my destination.
Yeah.
And when I get to my destination, I reappear. And it's not crazy, guys. It's just the way it happens. Because we don't put
yourself safe.
Yes, we keep ourselves safe. And not only that, we don't put God in a box.
Right.
Because in my eyes and in my life, he's not in a box.
Right.
He can do everything because he says, I can do all things to him who strengthens me.
Yes, but some people like to take that scripture, but they still put them in a box.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, God can do anything. We've got to think and
we can
move
too.
And
because
function
it says, I can do all things to him. He strengthens me.
Yes.
And I can do all and anything.
Right.
Once you focus on what you want to do, because the thing is, the key is focusing. You got to focus on what you want to do, what you want to see, what you want to accomplish. You can build your own little world.
Hello.
You write it out. I remember when I was younger, I used to write out what I want to do. I used to draw out what I want to do in my world. And when I lived in Germany, I didn't hear the news nor anything.
Right.
All people be like, do you know that this happened and that? No, I live in my own world.
Right.
And, we didn't get American TV where I was.
Right.
So I got the German TV. So when some of these American people get it, they'll tell me, this is going on and that. I said, well, that's in that world.
Right.
But in my world, I don't have it.
Yeah.
So create your own world, guys, because that's what we can do. We got that authority. We got that. He gave us that authority.
Yes.
To create our own world. Now, my testimony today is I'm just happy for everything in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm to the point that, whatever comes in life right now, I am some things I receive and some things I don't.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm gonna do. So because God showed me what I need to do and I'm gonna do it. So I'm not going to stress on anything that if it's negative or positive, I'm going to rejoice for the positive, but I'm not going to stress on the negative.
Right.
Because in this world, we have to, you're going to get negative and positive, yin and yang, but we have to try in our life to just kind of like, when the negative come, just do what you got to do.
Right.
Do what you got to do, because you got to give it to the Lord, and you got to do what you got to do.
Right. There's some different things we need to kind of look at with it. Well, what can we learn from this particular thing?
Exactly. Exactly.
And we have to be grateful for an opportunity to get to learn something new and different, and then to be able to share it with others. Because if we have the mentality, oh, woe is me, here comes another thing to me, all you're doing is inviting more of the negative, because that's what you're focused on. Right,
exactly. And we have to keep our focus on doing positive.
Yes.
And even take the negative, because God took the negative things, and it is in Genesis 20, and he turned it around. Mm-hmm. That whatever the devil meant for wrong, he turned it around for good. So that's what we have to do too, along with the Lord. Turn it around for good, and it will work out.
Yes.
And like I said, we all get positive and negative, but we got to just switch around what we have to get and do what we got to do. And that's where I'm at right now in my mentality. So without no further ado, we're going to, since we haven't gotten any testimonies yet, we're going to move into the word, because it's going to be a good one. So let's move into reasons people are lonely.
Yes.
That's going to be a good one. So hit it.
All right, so I'm going to give you guys a couple of facts, statistical things, so you know. So loneliness in the United States has tripled since 1985.
Wow.
This is when actually home computers started coming more common in different people's homes. Now, we've got all kind of new technology. It's booming, and it's allowing us to be able to be more connected than ever. However, that's not really the case. In theory, we should be more connected than other, but the case is that more people right now are actually more frightened of being alone and lonely than to get notice that they've got cancer.
Yeah,
that is bad.
Right. Isn't that bad?
Yeah,
isn't that bad? Because they're afraid of being lonely, than getting that notice.
Yeah,
and the cancer can kill. Loneliness. I don't know of anybody that died from loneliness. Do you?
Not that I know.
Not that I know of, but I'm sure there's people out there that have died from that. But I have never heard about it. But if any of you have heard about it, just let us know. And if you get kicked off, come back on, because this word is going to be a good one today. So, and invite a friend to hear it, because people, loneliness is very rampant out here right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are lonely. Go ahead, Pastor.
All right. So on this survey that they were showing some different things, it says that nearly half of us feel increasingly disconnected, alone, and isolated. It's not that people don't have relationships. Many of them have relationships, but they don't have relationships that offer them the companionship that their hearts are craving.
Yeah, because even though you could be with someone and you're still lonely.
Right.
Because I know some people will say, well, I'm lonely, but when I get a companion or somebody with me, I'll be okay. Loneliness won't be there. But that's not so, because you can have a companion and you're still lonely. You can not have a companion and you're still lonely.
Yeah.
Because loneliness is very rampant.
It is.
What we have to do, my suggestion is, I'm a person, I try to stay busy. And I have crafts and I stay busy doing something. I'm always doing something with my hands. I'm always busy doing something. So, and that takes you away from being depressed and lonely. Yeah. But everybody's not the same, and I understand all of that. Everybody's not Iva, and I don't want everybody to be Iva. But my suggestion is just, if you can, try to find a hobby, find something that will keep you busy. And when you stay busy, the mind stay busy.
Yeah.
Because the mind is working along with the hands. If you're good at your hands, if you're good at the computer, whatever your task will be, try and do that. This is Donovan Maxwell.
Donna Maxwell. She says, Donna
I
Maxwell
saw church.
Church.
Hi,
And she says,
Donna.
good morning.
Donna.
Hello.
Welcome. I met Donna at the Black History.
Awesome.
And also Kayla. I met them at the Black,
Yay.
and I'm glad you guys came on. Awesome. Welcome. So, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So one of the things that cause people to feel this way is that in this day and age, there's increasing number of women who are unpaid caregivers.
Okay.
So we have over 29 million Americans, and 75% of them are women who spend a good portion of their time caring for another loved one, whether it's a friend, a neighbor, aging parents, grandparents, a child, a neighbor, or a friend. And so most of them have two things in common. They feel isolated, and then they end up with a significant amount of depression.
Yes, that's another thing that walks with loneliness.
Yes.
Is depression. And depression is something that is rampant too.
Ooh, yes.
It walks hand in hand with loneliness, because people get depressed, and it doesn't help when they put you in those, there's supposed to be antidepressant pills, but I think those depress you more. Many years ago, I was in severe chronic pain. So I was in Germany then, and with my arm. And when I went to the doctor, they said, okay, well, we're gonna put you on this antidepressant. And I stopped taking that. I took that mess for 2 days, and I said, I'm not taking that anymore, because my character, I'm not a type person to be depressed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this thing was just making me feel weird.
Right.
I just stopped taking that mess. I said, no. My husband did too, because he suffered from chronic pain with his back.
Yeah.
And when the doctor gave him that and suggested, he goes, no. And I said, no, because no, because we don't need nothing else to depress you more.
Right.
So,
and it's supposed to help relieve pain, but it's giving you all these other side effects.
Yeah. And it's supposed to help you with the depression and stuff too. But I think it makes you more depressed. I know that's what has happened to me. And I stopped them. I like, no, you keep that stuff, because some people it might work for, because we all are not the same. But if you can find a way how to distract, some people work, and that keeps them busy too. But if you maybe you want to take up reading, maybe you want to go for a walk, do something instead of just sitting. Sometimes people cannot get out of the depression, and I understand that, because some people can't, and they sleep a lot and stuff like that. But try to do something to help you. And I know you pray about it and you do all what you have to do, but physically we have to do something, because the word says faith without actions is what? Dead. Yeah. So we have to put actions to whatever we're doing, so that way it won't be dead.
Right.
And it will be alive. And it will help us, to do what we have to do. Because again, I remember my grandmother used to say, whatever you are going through, this also shall pass, or something. Yeah. Over there put that phrase.
This too shall
pass. And it will pass. Sometimes we feel that the world is coming down and it's coming to an end, but it's not. And we have people in the world. We have so much to give. Right. We have so much to give in life. We do. Because when we think our problem is bad, there's somebody else out there that their problem is worse.
Right.
And if you can reach that person and help that person, you have a lot to give, because that's why we are here in this world. Right. Because we have so much to give and to offer. We might think we don't, but we do. Yeah. We do have, because what we have to do is try and take ourselves away from our problems and try and help somebody else with theirs.
Yeah.
And once you start focusing on helping somebody else, your problem is getting resolved, because it's getting resolved. And then when you come back to it, you're like, wow, I just focused on helping Rochelle. And here, that's the way it works. So
Mother
we gotta work.
Mother Ruth,
good morning, California.
Olivia,
good
she
morning.
says good morning and blessings to everyone. And
Jenny is in New York. Good afternoon. Welcome, you guys. And we are talking about reasons people are lonely.
Yes. So one thing about being a caregiver is it's a lot of work.
Yes.
It's mentally draining, it's
Yes.
physically draining, and it's emotionally draining.
Yes.
I
it
have
sure is.
watched a couple of people, one particular set, they took care of their mother for years upon years. It was two daughters, and both of them were married. And so since there was four of them, it really helped, with it. Them being able to finagle everything because they had to do everything, you know, and that does, it takes a toll on your life. It takes a toll on your relationships.
Yes, it does.
And so fortunately there was four of them to help carry the burden. But then I have another friend, and it's mainly her. And then sometimes her husband has to do stuff, you know, but it suffers in their marriage. She never has any time to herself.
Right.
She doesn't have time with him because she gets home from work and she goes straight to taking care of her aunt.
Yeah, okay.
And so it's caused her mentally. She has ended up passing out a couple times at work.
Wow.
You know, from deficiencies, you know, in your body, because when you're so focused on someone else at times, you're not eating right and taking vitamins and taking good care of yourself.
Exactly.
And that's key and important. You've got to keep doing that as well. Because if you're down and out, you can't help somebody else.
Right. You can't. You're not used to nobody else.
Right.
So I just want to say good morning to Juanita Johnson. Good morning. And Zenny says, good afternoon, my sister. Good afternoon to you too, Zenny.
Pastor Amanda's on.
And Pastor Amanda is on. Good morning, Pastor. And I want you guys to, you know, we always have you guys comment with us. Please comment. Put your little 2 cents in. That's what I'm gonna say. And my cousin Donovan is on this morning too. Good morning. Yeah, Massachusetts. And then we have Zenny in New York, and Juanita is in Colorado Springs too. Yes, so yeah, you're right. You're so right with that. Go ahead, keep on.
So, what I want to share about the whole caregiver thing is it is key. It's important. Not only do you have to figure out how to keep taking care of yourself, but and then find a way to create time for yourself. You need little moments of time for yourself where you can help yourself to relax. Because if you're constantly, you know, helping them, you go to work, you come home, you help them, you need time to rejuvenate yourself.
Exactly.
You need time to have time with the Lord.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting that, it's just causing more of a drain and strain on you.
Yes.
And not only does it cause it on you, but it affects your relationship with your spouse.
Yeah.
And then it's going to actually affect your relationship with the person that you're taking care of.
Yes.
Because I will tell you, this person is at the point where they're like, oh, they won't say it out loud, but their thought is, it would be so much easier if they would pass so I could begin to have a life back. But they're not the type of person to
say that,
to tell them, you know, I can't do this any longer. It's really stressing me and draining me. We need more help than I can give you. Because the person can't walk or anything. I mean, completely.
I know what it is. It is.
They're constantly drained, and they need somebody that can come in.
Yes.
That's also when she's there sometimes to help a little bit.
Right.
Because they have somebody who's there only Monday through Friday when she's at work. When she comes home from work, there's no one there. And on Saturday and Sunday, it's just her.
Right. But
and it's very hard and straining. We understand. I have watched people do it. I'm telling you.
I did it with my grandmother when I was 19.
Yeah.
And my grandmother, she had colon cancer, and I didn't know. We didn't know because when I took her, because we live in Cologne, so we had to go to Panama and ride the train for 45 minutes. I went 45 minutes to go to the doctor. So she was going by herself. And I didn't know. All I knew that with colon, she couldn't control anything. So me and my little brother, youngest brother would follow me. We had to clean everything up, and back then we didn't have like no washing machine in our house nor anything like that. So we had to hand wash and take care of her, and we go to school and come back, and it's strenuous. It really is hard, but it can be done. And sometimes we have to open up our mouth and say, you know what, talk to the family. I can't do this by myself. See if a nurse can come in or somebody. We have to let people know how we feel, because we are not mind readers, and that person needs to let somebody know
Right.
how she's feeling. That way, if the doctor can order that the nurses or somebody can come in and help that person.
Right.
So we got
Pastor Amanda said, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor
Olivia
Amanda.
says, Lord knows it's very hard when you are the sole person
Yes,
to care for
it is.
one.
It is hard.
It's extraordinarily
because Olivia
difficult.
did it with her husband.
And Olivia has experienced it. She
sure
knows
did
as
it.
well.
Mhm.
It is not easy.
Easy.
So if you know somebody, if you have a friend and you know they're in this position, try to keep encouraging them to take a little time to just have some coffee with you or some tea with you, just a few moments of time.
Exactly.
You know, I know there might be times where they keep telling you no, but see if they'll mind if you come over there.
Right.
And then you guys have a little bit of time together. They need it
that,
drastically.
And
they
Donovan
need that
says,
time. And Donovan says, amen, always need time for yourself. And it's true. You do.
You do.
You need moments of time where you can
yourself.
just be with the one who made you, our creator. God made us, and we need time with God. That is how we rejuvenate ourselves, and that way we're able to help people really from a pure place of love.
Right. And if you're getting kicked off, come back on. Please come back on, because the message is a good one today, and you can participate in the message. Put in your comments and stuff like that. We love it. Go ahead.
All right. So
Pastor.
another reason that people are lonely is right now a lot of quantity has replaced quality. So social media has run rampant.
Yes.
Social media is all over the place.
Yes.
And so,
Can't get away from it.
people like to take their worth and determine it based on what they're seeing others do on social media.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna put my business on social media. And a lot of time people maybe people feel that that's a way out.
Yeah.
If they cannot converse with somebody, because it's not everybody have somebody that they can talk to.
Right.
So they feel, let me put it on social media, somebody will respond to me. I personally, I'm not going to put my business on social media. I've got Michelle, I can talk. I talk to my husband, I talk to the Lord, but everybody doesn't have that. Everybody doesn't have friends that they can, talk to.
Right.
Everybody doesn't have a family member and stuff like that. I can talk to my daughter. I'm blessed that I can talk to some people. I pick up the phone and I can talk. And some people will call me and talk to me also.
Yes.
And they don't put their business on social media, because putting it on social media, all you can get is either negative comments or a positive one.
Right.
So you see what I'm saying? So it's best if you can talk to somebody.
Yeah.
That you
some
close
people
to.
Literally use social media because they really need attention.
Right.
So they put everything on there. This is what I had for breakfast. This is what I had for lunch.
I know.
This is what I had for dinner.
Who
This
cares?
is where I'm going today or whatever. I mean,
know.
some people do it because they need some type of interaction and with people. And some people also determine their worth based on the number of friends that they have on Instagram, social media, TikTok, all of them. All the new ones.
And all the new ones that are popping
Yeah.
up too, that I don't even know what they are.
So that's how they determine their worth.
Right, yeah.
But your worth is not determined by the number of people you have on Facebook or social or TikTok or whoever. That does not determine your worth. Your worth is determined by you. You've got to determine your worth.
Yeah.
You don't base it on
You
other
gotta
people.
know what you want.
Yes, you've got to
know.
love yourself.
Yeah.
You've got to encourage yourself.
Yeah.
You've got to
know.
take that time and spend it with God. And as you spend time with God, and God, it's because God's always with you and in you. It's a matter.
So you're not lonely.
We gave you that example, the water spigot.
Yeah.
How much we hear from God is based on how much we turn that water spigot.
Because you see, you're never lonely, because you live in Him and He lives in you.
Yeah.
So you really never lonely, but we feel what we feel is because we never have. Sometimes we don't have and even though we have a person, but we still lonely, because I don't know why.
Yeah, sometimes they don't have that interaction. They just have that body there, but they don't really communicate with them. They don't talk to them. They don't share with them the things that are on their heart.
And sometimes they can't.
Right.
Sometimes you can't, because you don't know how this person going to receive it, and sharing it with them, sometimes they don't even care. Sometimes, who knows what the circumstances and situation is.
Right.
Because sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. You just got to, it's a gamble, hello. Keep on going, Miss Rochelle. And if you get
Yes.
kicked off, come on back, guys, because the message is a good one. And you can participate too. Put in your
Yes.
opinions because we want to read it. And if you have a testimony and you haven't said it, come on down, say the testimony, do what you have to do because we want to
Celebrate
share
you.
this and celebrate
Yeah.
what's going on in your life. Even good, bad, or whatever. We want to
Yeah.
help you with it because you know what? Everything have a solution. Everything in this world have a solution.
Yeah.
Because to every action, there's a reaction.
hmm
Yes. Go ahead, Miss Rochelle. Faster.
So, another thing about our whole social media thing is all you're seeing is the good moments that they put together real quick, which
Right.
a lot of them can be fake. They're
Right.
smiling fake, making
Right.
this.
Mhm.
They've got so many different programs where you can
Mhm.
act like you're somewhere else when you're really not, with the whole green screen and all
Mhm.
that different stuff. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's fake.
Mhm.
So don't take your worth and value it on what other people are doing. Oh, I know so and so. I went to school with them. They're here. I should be there by now.
Right.
Don't
Mhm. Maybe that's not
don't
for
do
you.
that. Yeah.
Maybe that's not for you
Don't
to be there.
devalue yourself
Right,
because of
right.
somebody else.
Exactly. Maybe that's not for you to be there at that time with that person. And they have a screen because we can put a screen here too. And we can show that we're at the beach somewhere
Or
in Malibu
anywhere,
or
yeah.
wherever. And we're right out here in my living room.
Yeah,
Because that's what people do.
social media can be completely deceptive.
Yes, it can be. It can be. It's just like this lady that I know, she had a beautiful living room. We were doing a Zoom thing, and I said, "Oh, your living room is beautiful." And she said, "No, that's just a screen." I said, "Oh my God, it looks like your living room." Because once you put that screen there, you place yourself in it, so
Right.
you can't tell the difference from the camera. Until when that person was very honest and no, my house is a mess. I just wanted to put this on there, and
Yeah.
it's okay. And it's good to use that to change up sceneries and do what you have to do. Go ahead, Miss Rochelle.
The last thing I want to talk about as far as social media goes is you really don't know what the individual is going through that you are sitting there oohing and awing over this fake life that they have. I was
Right.
watching this 911 and they were this lady was out on vacation on her bike and everything, and she ran into this couple and they needed help. They had a flat tire on their
Mhm.
RV.
Mhm.
And so she helped him out, and then she ended up finding a note on her motorcycle that said help me. Well, she was looking at their pictures and everything on social media. Of course, everything looked fine, everything looked great,
Right.
it looked all happy. So she was like, what do I do with this? So she did end up deciding to follow them to a restaurant they went to, and then kept her distance to kind of see how they interacted. Well, she was then able to see how he really was,
Right.
but it was really kind of undercover because there's other people around.
Of course.
And so when the lady actually went to the bathroom, she went around a different direction and went in the bathroom to talk to her real quick.
Mhm.
And she was like, oh my gosh, she was freaking out. And so she went and peeked outside of the bathroom door to see if he was there right at the door, because
Mhm.
sometimes he'll
It's
come
crazy.
to the door.
Yeah.
And so
crazy.
she shared with her, she was like, I need help. I got to get away from my husband. After it happened, he blamed it on me and he was beating on me and this and that. You have no idea what an individual is going through, what their life really looks
really
like.
is.
All you're seeing is what they want you to see.
Exactly.
So what you need to remember is what you see is not always what you get. So it's important to find people and begin to develop relationships with them. Find people that you can talk to, try to make it a goal to, speak to somebody different when you go to the store, the grocery store, when you go shopping for something else, when you're out and about, you don't know who's lonely, speak to somebody. It could make their day.
Yeah. Just telling somebody, sometimes when I see people in the store and they have a nice haircut or they have a nice outfit, I say, oh my God, your haircut is gorgeous. It looks beautiful on you. They say, thank you. You made my day. And I'll be like, I love that blouse. And I don't know them from Adam.
Right.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
And my stuff is always at Walmart. I love Walmart because I get to, do my thing at Walmart. But yeah, they'll be coming up and I want a beautiful thing. I said, I love that girl. It looks really nice. I don't know them, but thank you. You made my day. I said, and they'll even to people, oh, I love your haircut. Thank you. You made my day. Because you just never know. Just expressing whatever to
Right.
somebody, just telling them something nice, it really makes people day.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this movie with Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. I'm not going to say the name of the movie, but I never forget when he was running for whatever. She said something to him. She said, when I see somebody, and she said, when you see somebody without a smile, give them yours. And I thought that was so beautiful, and I'll never forget that. I always keep that in mind. If I see somebody without a smile, I give them mine.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see people without a smile and they don't, but you know what? I give them mine anyways. Heck with it. Keep on going with it.
Yes. Okay. So another reason why some people are lonely is because of unresolved hurts. Past hurts that they have.
Hurts that they have. Mm-hmm.
So that can be an interesting
Yes.
one. Often one's fear of rejection keeps them in isolation more than the actual rejection they may or might not experience.
Right.
So some women of all ages and backgrounds have this going on. It doesn't matter your age. Some people learn it early on.
Mhm.
They experience something in life and then they choose to deal with it and then keep moving forward.
Mhm.
Some people experience something early on in life, choose not to deal with it, put it on the shelf, and then it makes them, they're suspicious of everybody after
Right.
that.
Exactly.
It just changes their whole thing. They're
Exactly.
they feel like everybody's out to get
To
me
get them.
kind of thing.
Right.
And so they keep themselves guarded. They don't
Exactly.
open up to other people.
Exactly.
And so life is full of different people. You have to kind of pay attention, ask the Lord, make sure you're constantly talking to the Lord and asking the Lord
Of
to
that relationship.
place people in your
Life,
life
yeah.
that are going to be good for you, and
Yeah.
you're going to be good for each other. We've got to do that because we can't stay guarded and closed in. We've got to open up ourselves to new experiences and life.
In life.
Because what's the worst thing you can hear from somebody is no. They don't want to, have coffee with you, or they don't want to give you their phone number or whatever. No. Do you know how many times who made the light bulb? Because it took a whole bunch of times. I didn't forgot. History is not my best subject, but it's all done.
I can't remember. If anybody remember that name that made the light bulb,
the
just
one
tell
who
us.
made the light bulb took him over 100. I mean, over 100 times before he got the filament and everything right on that.
Light bulb maker.
If he would have given up on that, we wouldn't have what we have today.
Light.
There's a lot of things in life that inventors go through to be able to give us what we have. And so getting rejected at times is part of life.
It's better.
But it depends on how you choose to take it. Do you choose to shrug it off and be like, okay, well, hey, I know who I am. That's their loss, not mine.
Right.
Or if you choose to internalize it and be like, oh, well, that really hurt. No, you don't know the person. They don't know you. Don't allow things and pick up things in yourself that you don't need to.
Right.
Know your value and know your worth.
Yes.
Because when you do, if you try to make a new friend with somebody else and they choose not to, just like Jesus told the disciples when they were out running around visiting different people, shake the dust off your feet and go to the next city. That's what we do. You just keep on rolling. Shrug it off and keep on rolling. Tell them have a nice day and keep going. You're not mean to them. You're not rude to them. You just keep on keeping on. Somebody is going to appreciate your worth and your value.
Yes, because somebody will appreciate that. Because we can't, my brother always told me this saying, and he says, every disappointment is an appointment. Right. And that is so true. Sometimes we get disappointed by you going to a job interview and they turn you down. Well, maybe that job wasn't for you.
Right.
Maybe, and my motto is like, if I'm going to a job interview, I'm going like if I own the place. You need me more than I need you. Even though we know that we need a job. Right. But we're not going to express that. We're going to go in and sit down and they ask you questions. You ask them questions.
Right.
Too. You go in with that. You know who you work. You know that this company needs you more than what you need them. And, that's what I used to do. And I'm like, hello.
And those are the ones who typically always get the position.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they're confident in themselves and they're confident in what they can do. And they want somebody who is confident.
Yeah, because I even created my job when I went to the city and I offered it. I know what I wanted to do. And I knew the insides of the out. And because my God has shown me what to do already.
Yeah.
So I went with my confident.
Yes.
And I went like, you need me more than I need you, brother. But I didn't show like with attitude, but I knew we have to do it humble,
Yes.
and we have to do it in a gracefully way.
Yes.
And and they will feel that this person know what they're talking about.
Yes.
Oh heck yeah. And I got the job.
Right, because they know you can carry yourself in
Mhm.
a professional
Very
way.
important. It's very
Yeah.
important. I've told people in the past, when you're looking for a job and you go to an interview, dress nice, walk in there with assertiveness. Let them know who you are, and you know what you value.
Yes.
And once you know that, you good. You're not going to go in there feeble like, oh, I need this job
Right.
so bad, No, heck no. They're going to tell you, well, we went with the other person.
Right.
Heck no. You go in there and this company, and you research about the
Yes.
company, and you talk about the company, because then they see that, wow, this person really did their homework. Yeah, because they're going to do the homework on you.
Right.
Especially now that you have social media, you got to be careful what you put on Facebook, what you put on social media, because if you're looking for a job, they're going to go and see what you have
Right.
written up on your page.
Yeah.
And that's going to determine if you get that job or not.
Right.
Even if you're qualified, we got to be so careful what we put on there.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Continue,
It
Pastor.
is key.
Mhm.
All right. So some people have the mentality that every relational breakup is a struggle. And it can be if you don't surrender those feelings and thoughts and emotions to God. It can leave you with all kind of scars
Mhm.
that cause inner lies within you to form. Next thing you know, your thought is, well, everybody leaves eventually. No one can truly be trusted, or they don't care about me. And those are truly all lies.
Yes.
We
Now we
have
make up
got
ourselves.
to realize that no,
Mhm.
God said we are more than conquerors through Christ
Yeah.
Jesus, who strengthens us. And you have to have that mindset and attitude and know,
Mhm.
I am valuable. I am loved. I am blessed beyond measure. Okay. You've got to know who you are, because you can't have somebody else trying to tell you who you are. You got to find that for yourself.
You have to, because you see, you have to know your value.
Yes.
Know your value, because like she says, we need to know who we are in order to project what we are.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And by doing these things, we do need to know these things. And that what you said is so true. It's so true. Hurt. We can come up with a lot of things. Everybody leaves some eventually. No, everybody don't leave eventually.
Right.
There are some people that they leave eventually by death. And not by just 1 minute, guys.
So we have a prayer request from Olivia that we will definitely get. There's a 3-year-old that's having plastic surgery and reconstructive surgery this morning on her nose, face, and lips because she was attacked by a pit bull.
Oh, wow. Well, we just lift her up right now in the mighty name of Yeshua and ask the Lord to just take care of that 3-year-old, and that let that reconstruction surgery come out good for her. And I will keep her in my prayers too, in my personal prayers, like I'm doing. But yeah, wow, that's so sad. That's so sad when a 3-year-old get attacked with pet bulls. So I don't. But go ahead, Miss Rochelle.
All right, so we are going to do the next subject. It's going to be our culture emphasizes independence. Wow, that is a lot of what goes on, especially within the United States. You see in other countries, in Panama, those different places, what? They are very family oriented. Korea,
Yes,
Japan, they're very family oriented. Yes.
Very much so. We, the family, especially the grandparents, they're the matriarchs of the family if they're alive. And they, if our kids are, we have, the kids, and we have problems or whatever, we go, we have a meeting, and the matriarchs are the ones. And in not only Panama, in Europe also, and in different other countries, the matriarchs are the ones who get together, the heads of the family, and they discuss and they make the decision.
Yes.
This is what we can resolve this with, and this is what. But we don't see a lot of that today.
Right.
We don't, because for one thing, if you're a grandparent, most of the time today, they want to put you in a nursing home. This is what I see.
Yeah.
And then some families do have it and some families don't. And the respect for the grandparents and the elders is not there today.
Right.
It's not there today. And we talked about that last week when we were talking about kids and stuff. It's not there. And and I don't know how my country is now, but I'm talking when I was there.
Yeah.
This is we respect all the elders, and so we got to respect the people that came before us, and honor them with respect and everything, and their opinions.
Yes.
Because you know what, we as elders, I'm a grandma and a great grandma too. We have lived a lot of things that you go as teenagers and have kids today, you going through.
Right. In some way, shape, or form. Yeah.
Yeah. Just maybe different ways.
Yeah.
And when we give you an advice, it's not that we want to run your life or tell you what to do, but we're giving you an advice to help you, that you don't have to go through what we went through.
Yeah.
Make it easier. But everybody got to experience their experience.
Right.
So.
There's a lot of countries in Africa that are very, very set up, and so that everything, it's a respect thing.
Yeah,
there's
it
doesn't matter what your age is.
Yeah.
When you get ready to come to somebody's house, and you go before them, they bow.
Yeah.
The men prostrate themselves on the floor.
Yeah.
And then the women's
But that's their culture.
Yeah.
But you see in the Western culture and other cultures that see that, you shouldn't bow in front of no man, but that's their culture. That's their way of saying,
showing respect,
showing the respect.
Yeah,
some of them
elders.
kiss for the elders. Some of them take the elders and kiss them side to side. Some of them kiss their elders' hands.
Right.
It's just a cultural thing.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And that has to, and I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen in different cultures. There's different things. And we just have to respect them. And when in Rome, you do as the Romans do.
Yes. And they're also very big on, it takes a village to raise a
child. Yeah.
And that is something that Apostle talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to share what Margie has
written
for us.
Good morning.
She says, blessings to all,
California.
And had another miracle.
Yes.
The nurse was drawing blood on her left side, which is this paralyzed side. When the nurse inserted the needle on, yelled and said it hurts. Woo! Thank you, dear God. She said, continue, please, for prayers for On, Tony, and the whole world. On still needs to gain weight and strength in her arms and legs in order to stand and walk.
Awesome. On had a stroke, and that is great.
That is
news
fantastic.
For her to yell because she felt it. Woo!
Yes.
I love it. Oh my God, I celebrate that. That
Thank
is
you
so
awesome.
awesome.
Margarita, for giving us the update.
Margarita's on YouTube. That is beautiful. And we continue praying. We continue praying for everybody that is ill and on too. We continue. I do my prayers in my prayer time. This way I can spend more time with what I need to do.
Yes.
Yeah, than being online. Because online you're only limited to so much.
Right.
But in personal, you can, I get up early in the morning and I just focus on what I have to pray for and do what I got to do. Awesome. That's great news. Yes, culture. So we were talking about the culture.
Yes.
Different cultures have different things, different meanings. Like I used to watch this the soaps about Turkey. And in Turkey, and there's a lot of Middle Eastern families and a lot of Hispanic families too, and families all over the world, that they have this big it's like not a castle, I wouldn't say, but their house is huge.
Yeah.
And it's like a palace. It's huge. And why they buy them so huge? Because they have the family come and live with them. So the family, everybody has their own room.
Yeah.
But when it's time to eat, everybody eats together.
Yes.
Everybody does things together. And that is I love that practice because that's where we grew up. Because in my country, I don't know about now, but I know when I was young and growing up there, we didn't get kicked out because you're 18.
Right.
No, we didn't. No, we could live at home as old as we want to,
Right.
because that's just our culture.
And it was encouraged until you got married.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
when you and even when you get married,
Yeah.
you come back and live with the family. Because that's not a way of, like I said, I don't know how it is now, but when I was growing up in my country, with the family, you get married, there's a place for you.
Yeah.
There's a room for you. And if there is, there's a room for you. And the family stays together.
Yeah.
And I think that is so awesome, because a family that prays and stays together, they always be together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But in the Western world, it's not like that.
Right.
I mean, from the time they get you have them, it's like, I can't wait for them to be 18 or whatever and buy.
Right.
You know, and it's just different. It's a different way of living. And if some of you, if you have traveled and lived in Europe, I lived in different places, it's a total different way of living.
Yeah, the culture is completely
the cultures
different.
are so different that it's beautiful.
Yes.
Because I love different cultures, and when I go somewhere, I try to learn the language, and I did, and I try to learn your culture, because I want to express your culture as I can share my culture with you.
Yes.
So, and that is so beautiful. It really is, because we're exchanging cultures.
Yes.
Yes, that is. Go ahead, Miss Rochelle.
All right. So, as another thing Apostle was also sharing in the whole independence thing is that it takes a village to raise a family,
yes,
right?
It does.
It doesn't take one person. It takes everybody. You need to be looking out for each other, looking out for your neighbors. You know, if you don't know your neighbors, make an effort to meet your neighbors and know them. Look out for one another.
Especially my neighbors right close by us. If they're going on vacation or something, they come to my door. My neighbor going on vacation, he come, hey, I'm going on vacation for a week. Keep an eye. We keep an eye on this place.
Yeah.
We keep an eye on the people across the street. Once they let us know they're on vacation. When we go on vacation, we tell them they keep an eye, because we all community together.
Yes.
Yes. Because if somebody is at that door that we never seen before, guess what? 911, police.
Right.
The popo is going over there to find out what's going on. That's how you keep an eye out for your neighbor, and you try and meet your neighbor.
Yes.
And that's good. And it gives you a way out, that you go and you meet your neighbors, and you're not lonely, because you're not stuck in the home with your problems. You're going out and express and see what's going on in your community. Yes, hallelujah. Woo. And Olivia said, thank you. Hallelujah. Shay. You're welcome, Olivia. Yeah, no, you got number 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that one because we kind of went over it already with some of the other stuff.
Okay,
so, now the next one we're gonna go over is that people spend less and less time outside now. Now, when we were younger, you know, we was always outside. Okay, street light came home. You know, it's time. You need to be home. Okay, we were out, we used our minds, we used our imagination to do different things, and they don't do that anymore.
No.
Which I understand, you know, not letting them stay out that entire length of time.
It's dangerous.
I get that.
Now.
We do need to know where people are, because it's a safety issue. However, kids need to experience the outside. They don't need to be stuck in front of a screen from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, because that's their babysitter.
Yeah.
What independence are they learning? All they're doing is watching stuff on TV. And then if you're not paying attention to what they're watching, they're going to be picking up habits that you don't want them to pick up.
And that is so true, because I don't know if some of you have seen this commercial, and it's not playing now, but this young kid, I'll say maybe 13 or so, and he was a little hefty, and nothing against weight nor anything like that. I'm not bringing that up, but I'm showing a point. His grandmother was in the other room doing chores and stuff like that. Do you know that this kid in this commercial, he picked up the phone and called the grandmother and told her, oh, grandma, bring me some water or chips or something. And then poor grandmother barely can walk. And this kid sitting there on the computer and not even getting up. Laziness.
Right.
And that was showing that he's lazy.
Right.
Because he should get up, because our kids today, if it's not on the phone, because this is all we walk around.
Right.
Even when you're walking in the street.
Yeah.
Even when you're at the dinner table.
Right.
I mean, it's just crazy. We can't visit anymore. Because everybody's on their phone. That is nuts. Some people when you go and visit them, Put your phones down. If you're gonna eat, let us all eat and
Yes.
visit. Because today you don't. Everybody.
Yep, that's going to take us into our next one here in 1 second. One last thing I want to say about spending time outside is in order to get to know your neighbors and things like that. Well, in the summertime, in the spring, as it warms up, spend time on your porch, spend time on your driveway so you can meet your neighbors if you haven't met them. Say hello to them. Try to make it an effort. If you're at home around the time that they're going to be getting in from work or wherever they're going, if they kind of seem to have a routine, make an effort to be out so you can say, hi, how are you doing today? How was your day today? This is how you foster relationships with others.
But and that's how you do, even if you have a garden. Guys, take your inside garden that you did in the winter, take it outside and do outside things. And play in the mud or do what you got to do. Play in the, what they call it,
soil,
and all that stuff, whatever, all that good stuff. It's good for you, and it's good for you to even go bare feet on the grass and stuff, because we communicate with that stuff. If you don't know that, we do. It makes you feel good. I know sometimes if I get up and I don't feel good and it's a nice day, I stand in the sun just for a little bit. And oh my God, it's healing.
It's revitalizing to your body.
It revitalized me, and I'm like, I feel good now. Try and do some outside things. Try and meet your neighbor. Because all of these things is going to get you out of the house from being lonely. That's the point. And being depressed. Right. That's what we are dealing with. Because when you're in the house and the four walls are coming at you, it is like, oh my God, I feel like, go outside. Even if you even if it's cold or whatever, stand in front of the door for like 10 minutes. And just go outside and stand there with a coat on and stuff and just inhale, take in that fresh air, take it in, and then go in the house, and you'll see how different you feel. I promise you'll feel different. You'll feel good. You want to get into the car if you have a car, or get on the bus, or get somewhere and go and do something. Go to a park. Go for a walk. Do something outdoors. It will help you. I promise you. It will help
and it'll help extend your life period, your lifetime. Because when you're inside all the time and you're not moving around, you're not as agile as you used to be. You quickly will find yourself, you'll end up losing your breath quicker. You're not able to walk as far as you used to be able to in a shorter amount of time. That doesn't happen. It takes you longer. Then you end up with aches and pains and these different things. So it's key and important to spend that time outside. Spend that time in the sunshine. Refreshing yourself. So we all need that.
And don't listen when the sun is not good for you. Don't listen to that. Early morning sun is wonderful. Afternoon sun, right before it goes down.
Those are the two best times, because it's not at its peak moment where like you have all of that.
Yes, exactly. Just go outside, walk in the grass. Feel how wonderful it feels. You know what I'm saying? I love doing that. It's just awesome. Go ahead, Pastor.
All right. Now, technology has drastically decreased face-to-face interaction. Now, see?
Oh, yes.
As we already shared with you, when we were younger, we were constantly outside with friends, chit-chatting and having fun, giggling. We'd have sleepovers, all different kind of things like that when you're young. And now there's no camaraderie anymore whatsoever. You see people, if they go out to dinner with friends or whatever, and all of them are on their own individual phones on Instagram, this and that, looking at stuff. Nobody's talking to anybody.
Each other. No.
And that's what we need. We need that one-on-one time. So make an effort to plan something with the individual and then put your phone down. Trust me, everything's going to be there when you get back to it. Take some focused one-on-one time with the individual. That's how you grow relationships. That's how you get to know someone better. You have to spend that intimate time together.
Yeah, because last night we had, from one of my daughter's friends came over, and then there's another person that came over to visit us. And when her friend was here with us, I looked at them and they were like, the television was on. We're watching a movie. but they were on the phone, and I'm like,
Right.
put those phones down. You're never gonna watch a movie or whatever, and it's
Right.
crazy. We don't visit anymore like
Right.
that.
If
Or
you
yeah,
if you
go
can't
ahead.
visit with a friend without constantly being
Being
on
on
your
the
phone,
phone.
you've got some issues.
Issues.
You are too attached
Touch
to
your
that phone. You
And
need
even
to
when you go to dinner.
yeah, you've got to learn to
Mhm.
separate yourself from your phone. Your
Mhm.
phone is not your life. You've
Today
got to
it is for
separate
a
that
lot of
time.
people.
Spend time with individuals that you're with.
Yeah.
Give them the respect. Give them that time, that one-on-one time. Talk with each other. Even if you choose to watch a movie with each other, put the phones away. Spend that time together.
Olivia Garcia says, I am listening. It is sunny here, but cold. I am just staying indoors.
That's all right.
Fine. That's fine.
Go in front of one of the windows where the sun's coming in,
Yeah, just
and
look
you're
out.
in the house and you're just sitting there, and then let the
Sun
sunshine
hit you.
just come in
Oh
and
my
hit
God.
you. Yeah,
So-
because
it's so
I know
refreshing.
y'all have been experiencing some cold weather too.
Yes,
Yes.
in California, in Cali. Yes, awesome. So go on, Miss Rochelle. Moving on.
All right. So
Let us know how you're enjoying this word, and if you get kicked off, come back on because it's a good word.
all right. So the last one we're gonna go over is people worship busyness. Some people
Mhm.
they just
Stay busy.
they're constantly doing things. Yeah, there were some activities that I decided, I wanted to be in when I was younger. But
Mhm.
nowadays, people are putting their kids in activity after activity after activity after activity, and they never have any time to do
for themselves.
anything.
Yes.
They barely have time to get their homework done. People are always out and about. They don't have any set times for kids to go to sleep or anything because they're always out with the kids,
Mhm.
running the streets and this and that. And you've got to make that time. You can't just be running around with busyness. A lot of people, their fear is they're going to miss out on something.
Yeah, and
Well,
there's nothing to
hello.
miss out on. Really.
Everything's going on in the world. Something's always going on. But
Mhm.
if your life has to revolve around the fear of missing out on something, that's something that you need to look at. That's a little bit of shadow work you need to get done on because,
Mhm.
you got to learn how to let stuff go.
Great.
Prioritize yourself, son. Prioritize, okay, today I'm going to spend time with so-and-so, and I'm going to do this and this and this. But don't be constantly picking up your phone, this and that, running over here, running over there, running because you're always got to be busy doing something. No, sometimes you need to have some time to sit, be alone, and have time with God.
Yeah.
How do you learn to grow? How do you learn what you need to do in your life? How do you clean out things that are in your heart that you need to get rid of? How do you clear out things in your mind that are negative and things that you need to get rid of? If you don't put in the time and invest in yourself, that's the most precious thing that you can invest in is yourself. Take the time, invest in yourself. Whether you're reading some different books, learning some different things, but there's also a time when you need to pamper yourself. Have some time. Take a little time. Give yourself a nice little massage. Talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Get your nails done. Do your nails yourself or do your feet or something. Your body needs to be pampered as well.
Yeah.
It's living. It's a living organism. All of you are. All of your cells, your skin, everything is living and functioning. It hears each and everything you say. So if you're constantly speaking negative things over yourself, that is what your body is going to take on, is those negative things, because that's what you're speaking over yourself. If that's what you're constantly believing, that's what your body's going to take on. We've got to have a different way of life.
And then I got something.
Olivia said, exactly. I'm loving today's topic. Stacy Wyndham says, thank you, Olivia Garcia. Willow Grace is my granddaughter. Praise God for you. Yes.
Awesome.
Stacy, we did pray for Willow. Yes.
Welcome.
And then we've got her in the book for continual prayers. Yes.
And you know what? We, as Pastor Rochelle was talking about, we have to take time for us. We got to balance our life.
Yes.
We have to balance. You got to take time to meditate. You got to take time to pray. You got to take time to do things for you.
Yes.
Love on yourself. Self-care.
Woo.
We did last year was all about self-care.
Yeah.
We have to do self-care because if you are not healthy, you are no good for nobody.
Right.
You are no good to nobody if you are not healthy. And if we are sick, we can't help you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we have to take being busy, running here, running there. Kids don't, it's good to have kids busy, yes. But kids don't have to be in everything.
Right.
Some kids are in sports, music. I mean, my granddaughter used to have my daughter running ragged because she would work a full-time job, and then my granddaughter would tell her last minute, "Oh, I gotta go to choir. Oh, I gotta go to here. Oh, I gotta go to band. And it was like, listen, you gotta let me know because I'm working a full-time job, and then I gotta run you to all these things and pick you up."
Right.
So when she started driving, that was a blessing for my daughter because then she can take herself to all these little different activities that she likes to do, which is good to be busy, but we cannot be over busy.
Right. Either. Yes, it's key.
We got to find time to take care of us.
Yes.
Because when we are over busy, you don't have time to do nothing.
Right.
You're tired.
Yeah.
You sleep late.
Right.
And then when you get up, I gotta go get dressed.
If you even sleep, because sometimes you're sitting there and your mind's just constantly going about, oh, I need to get this done, and this. And now I'm gonna do this and this and this.
Yeah.
And so you're not even sleeping because you're so busy focused on everything that you constantly got going on.
So sometimes you can't even sleep. That's true. We have to balance our lives out. And in balancing, if you have a husband, you have to have time to spend with hubby. You have to have time to spend with the family.
Yes.
You have to have time to spend with yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? These are things that we have to take care of.
Yeah.
And what makes also a marriage that it fails because we're not giving time to hubby.
Yeah.
We're not giving time to ourselves. We're not doing family time. So everything failing because we are too busy running the kids everywhere.
Right.
And we can't do that. We have to prioritize, especially with the kid. What do you want to do? You have 3 activities you can do. And that's it. And okay, I want to do band, whatever. Because everything will keep you busy.
It will.
You can't do everything.
Right.
There's certain things you got to prioritize and do what you can do. And what you cannot do, it wasn't meant for this year. Maybe next year, instead of doing band, you're going to do soccer or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to prioritize and do what we have to do. And it makes it, we need to live a balanced and healthy life. Healthy living, healthy family. When it's healthy, it's good. Because then everything flows. Everything is balanced. But God, he wants us to balance our life.
Yeah.
He don't want us doing too much everything with church, and neglecting the family. That happens too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm at the church more 24/7. I'm doing everything on the church because I'm serving God. Yeah, you can serve God and do what you have to do, but God don't want you to see your family going at the wayside.
Right, no.
And all of a sudden, somebody came and deliver you something, divorce papers.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Because somebody got busy and somebody was showing attention to either the female or the male because you were too busy and you didn't see what was going on. So that's what happens. We want to keep it balanced. Portia Romaine, one of my dancers.
Hello.
She's on.
And Stacy said, God is so good. Thank you.
He's awesome. Just keep praying and doing what you got to do. And he lives in me.
Yep.
And I live in him.
Yes.
He lives in you and you live in him.
Yes.
So everything, I can do all things.
Yes.
Through Christ who strengthens me.
Yes.
Because he lives with me and I live with him too. So you can do all things and anything that you need to do.
Right.
Just focus. That's all you got to do. Focus. Go ahead, Miss Michelle.
All right. So we're going to go back for a minute. In the 1960s, people used to spend an average of 90 minutes eating dinner.
Yes.
Now, in this day and age, it's less than 12 minutes.
In
that 12 minutes, they're not even eating together. Yeah. They're habitually running and rushing and constantly impatient as they're trying to do this and trying to do that. Mm-hmm. And what does that do? It hinders you from having deep relationships. It hinders you from being able to engage with another person. Mm-hmm. And it also causes us to have different expectations. You know,
Mhm.
you say you want to have friends and develop relationships with them, but what time are you putting into that? You know, you got to
Right.
put time into yourself. You got to
Mhm.
develop things within yourself. You have to put time into others. You got to develop
Mhm.
relationships with others.
Mhm.
And so relationship is key.
Yes, it
So
is.
what we need to do is prioritize our relationships above
Yeah.
events
Mhm.
and achievements, that and make our schedules reflect that same thing.
Yeah, we do. We have to prioritize. We have to do what we can do to make things work,
Right.
because everything has to be, again, balanced.
Yes.
You
Now,
put a
I
balance in
understand,
everything.
you know, if someone is just building a their own business, it takes a lot of work.
Yes,
It's
it
like a
does.
baby.
Yes,
You
it
have
does.
to spend a lot of time
Time
with
with that
that.
baby,
But
yeah.
you still need time to focus on yourself. You still
And
need time to
family.
focus on your family. So
Mhm.
you've got to figure out how to balance that, because
Yeah.
that building that business is going to take up a lot of time.
Yeah.
And you need to have conversations with your families about that, your friends about that, so that they know that, you know, hey, I've got this 3-year time period that I'm going to be really, really focused on this, and it's going
Mhm.
to consume a lot of my time. So,
Mhm.
you know, I might only be able to see you maybe once a month
Right.
if it's a friend or whatever, you know, and you might
They
have
will
to,
understand.
you know, have several of them together so you can have one time with them all,
Mhm.
you know, chit chatting and stuff. But you still need to have that time.
Mhm. And you know, and by building the business, giving yourself 3 to 5 years,
Yeah.
that's good.
Mhm.
But still balance it out.
Right.
What
Right.
everything is key. Balance.
It is.
Even living with being a believer and everything. God, like I say again, God don't want you to neglect nothing. I've seen a lot of pastors and people that have spent so many time, morning, noon, and night at this churches. I've seen this, and their kids at the wayside. Their
Right.
husband went away with somebody else, and they're alone and they're lonely because they spend all this time. And that's not, oh, I'm doing God's work. No, well, yes and no, because you're neglecting your family. Doing God's work is being with your family too, taking care of your
Yes.
family. That's number one, is work. You know, paying attention to your family. First, God, family, then ministry.
Yes.
You know, we have it wrong. We have God, ministry, and then family. No, God, family, ministry.
Yes.
That's what works, and that's what He celebrates. He doesn't celebrate us neglecting our families and neglecting
Right.
ourselves, because we have to be healthy in order to help you.
Right. You know, that actually comes from this old school thing that was like Kojic Baptist back in the day. Their whole thing was, well, if we constantly keep them at the church, they can't be busy doing the devil's work.
Oh, please.
That was one of those old time sayings, and
Give me a break.
you gotta look at things. You've gotta have balance in life. You can't always be at the church.
No, you can't.
Gotta have balance in
life.
everything.
Yeah, you gotta balance everything out. If they can't keep them at the church so they can devil's work, oh, give me a break. Devil's work won't be done even at the church.
Right.
Come on, somebody.
If somebody
Give
wants
us a
to
break.
get into something, they're gonna
They're
get
gonna
into it.
get
Bottom
into
line.
whatever, even doing the whatever church work. You see what I'm saying? So we have to have our mentality. We got to think before we even speak, and that's that old Baptist thing that don't even make any sense. You keeping them at the church, and you then neglecting their family. So that's devil work too, because you're neglecting the family,
Right.
and that's not right. That's not right. Your family comes first before any church thing. Your family comes first, and then church work comes. Balance.
Yeah.
Everything has to be in a balanced way, not one more and then no. Balance it out, and you will see how everything flows for you in life. And that's what I got to say about that situation. If anybody want to talk to me about it, give me a phone call, or what they said, DM me, or however that goes. I don't even know what that is. How to even find that? But you know, I'm just expressing what God has put in my spirit to tell you, because we have to be balanced. Got to be balanced out. That's what I got to say.
Yes. That is the message.
And
for
that is the message for today. And if you
today.
enjoy this message, please let us know that you enjoyed it, and because we enjoy bringing it to you. And if you get kicked off, come on back on. And now this is time. And thank you. And Rochelle, thank you. That was a great message. And this is the best time, Rochelle.
Oh, yes. It is offering time.
Yeah,
So,
hallelujah.
for those of you who have your own home church, we understand. We know that that is where your tithe goes. However, you are free to give an offering. For those of you who consider Overcomers Church your home, of course, then that's where your tithes would go, all right? So it's really simple, super easy. All you're going to do is flip over on your phone to Cash App and type in IVA BOWERS. That's Iva Bowers. IVA BOWERS. She's got her name. That's the first line on the church debit card. Then it says Overcomers Church. For those of you who like to give checks, you of course make that out to Overcomers Church. And if you are wanting to give a check for the first time, then you'll see the phone number scrolling on the bottom. Give us a call or send us a text and we will shoot you over the address. All right. That is what we do. So I'm going to pray over all the tithes and the offerings now. Lord, we praise you. We thank you because you are good. You are great, and you live in us, and we live in you. And there is absolutely nothing we can't do with you. If we have someone today who is wanting to give for the first time and who never has and chooses to say, Lord, I'm going to go ahead and trust you, and I'm going to give today. Father, we ask that you would just bless them abundantly. Allow them to see that in all things we do want to give, because we can never outgive you, your goodness, and your glory. So we give you honor, glory, and praise. In Yeshua's name. Amen.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Ashe, ashe.
Awesome. We have a Larry Gooden is watching.
Hi, good to see you. Announcements as follow. We are here on Saturdays, but we will not be here next Saturday. Yes.
The 8th. And we might not be here the following Saturday either, but we will send out a flyer letting you know about that. But next week we will not be here, and we want to wish everybody to have a happy Passover time.
Yes.
Because and we're going to bring that teaching about Passover probably when we come back. Not very quickly, but it will happen.
Yeah,
so we'll
that is our very own Heather's baby. She loves to teach on all of the Jewish things, and so we're excited, and we're actually going to be doing a Passover dinner
next week,
next Saturday, and so that is where we are going to be.
So, but we will bring the teaching to you one day, so that way you take communion and you will know where the Last Supper that Jesus did with his disciples. That's kind of what we're going to be doing. It's an experience. It's an experience that you will. It will be good to experience it in person, but it really is awesome. It really is, and we're gonna take some of us through that experience, and it's really unique. So we won't be here. And we might not be here the following Saturday, but we will put out a flyer letting you know
for sure
if we're going to be here or not. So, without no further ado, we love being here with you guys and celebrating everything, and just you guys inspire us, and we love to inspire you with the messages that God gives us to bring. So, I'm going to say a prayer of protection over everybody, and the prayer of protection goes as follows. The light of God surrounds us all. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. The mind of God guides us. The life of God flows through us. Remember, the life of God flows through us.
Yes.
The law of God directs us. The power of God abides within us.
Yes.
Okay, guys? The joy of God uplifts us.
Yes.
The strength of God renews us. The beauty of God inspired us. Wherever we are, God is, and all
All
is
is
well.
well.
God bless you all. I bless you. Have a happy Passover, which you guys call Easter. Have a happy Passover next week, and we will see you again. We love you.
Yes, Olivia said hallelujah. Great word, and thank you. Thank you for everything. We appreciate having you guys, and enjoy your week.
Yes, God bless you.